Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back to the Inn of Planar Crossroads. Or greeting and salutations, travelers. That's what it should be. We are back with our Adventure Academia live stream. Well, it's Adventure Academia live stream right now. It's our House Specials live stream, which happens Mondays live at 11, so we hope you're enjoying. Or if you're catching it otherwise, let me know in the comments below if you're catching it afterwards. We are going to be doing this time, as the title suggests, leveling up Max, Will, and Hilda. That is the plan. But that is what we're doing this time hopefully, from what you can see. Let me know how the sound is also. And I will type in here in the chat so that you guys can see. Greetings and salutations, traveler. If I can spell. There we go. Now you guys know I'm in the chat. So, people that are just tuning in, this is our Adventure Academia series. Before we dive into where you get behind the scenes stuff for our Academia series that I do with kids at our local homeschool co-op. And this is a development blog type of thing, a development vlog type of thing, where you are seeing behind the scenes development of such a item, such an adventure path, or however you want to say that. Before we get into that, do remember that the Inn of Planar Crossroads is supported by travelers and viewers like you, just like our outro says. And if you want to help support that, you can pop over to our landing page, theiopc.com, and it will have for you there a very stripped down but usable landing page where it has our social medias, our links to where we have our content, as well as our support options. And supporting at any tier gets you our access to our Discord. So there you go. That is what I wanted to put in there before we started. And that's the only announcements I really have right now, because this is not meant for announcements so much. This is meant for getting stuff done. If you want to check out a ministry channel, The Gentle Voice TV on Rumble or YouTube, also valuable. So now let's get into this. We are going to be leveling up characters, Maximilian, Wilhelm, and Hilda. Now, if you were tuned in last time, I mentioned leveling up all the characters this time, but then I remembered, well, each of those other forms of Devereaux, who is our shape-changing druid, each of those have their own character sheet and might need their own little update. So that is why we are going to hold him off for his own upgrade and level up. So we're going to do Maximilian, Wilhelm, and Hildegard, hopefully all three, before we have to cut out. So that we've got about 25 minutes. So I'm going to start my sand timer. I have found that this has kept me on time more often than having a regular ding, 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 ding timer, because I can see how far I am. So let's get over here to Hero Muster. Hero Muster is what we are using, and it is heromuster.com for those wanting to know. It is a character sheet building site, and it has options for Open Legend, which is the system we're currently using for this. So this particular adventure is somewhat system agnostic because it's its own setting, but we are using Open Legend, and once it's all finished up, I will probably release it. Once I've developed it fully, I'll probably release it for multiple systems for use with kids. So that's my current idea. But for now, let's just go ahead and start with our Open Legend update for these characters. The first one we're starting with is Maximilian. Maximilian, I have already hit level 5 with them. I've put them at level 5 because each season they are that level pretty much. So they're going to become very heroic by season 6. But they're at season 5 right now, which is pretty strong. They are halfway through the levels that you can get in Open Legend, because Open Legend has a soft level cap of 9 and a hard level cap of 10, because you can get up to 10 with GM discretion. But level 9 is really where it starts to cut off, because experience, each point of experience, you get a change in your character sheet, not just each level. So these are like your macro levels, and these are like your micro levels, which is something interesting for this system. But we're not here to talk specifically about the system. We're talking about the upgrades. So based upon the story, I did want to put something in here for our character. We're going to put an enter and note stars and moon gambeson, which is a cloth type of armor, upgraded in season 4 to allow for attuned elemental resistance. So what that means, this gambeson, oops, no, doesn't spell gambeson right in their spell checker. This gambeson is meant to be there as his armor, but the Starweaver Spider upgraded it. So Devereaux was working with Maximilian story-wise in our last set of adventures in season 4 to upgrade that to where it can resist fire, because really there was a lot of heat and stuff going around, and these characters would not have dealt with it well. These two squishy characters that got that upgrade would not have dealt with it well if it had not been for that ability to resist that fire. So that's all right, though. We've got that upgraded. So first thing we do when we're looking at our character is we want to see what we're focusing on with this character. This character is focusing on movement and energy with a sub-focus on will and logic, and alteration. And that alteration is mainly there for haste. And, well, not haste. It's mainly there just to give a bit of variety for him. So that's kind of the idea for that. And he is investing in alteration some to be able to change himself back from a bipedal possum to an actual Atta mage. Attas are kind of human. They are different in this setting, but they're kind of like that. So there we go. Let's see. We are going to definitely upgrade our movement because it is linked with our agility. That's how he bumps up his physical defense. So we are going to bump that up to 7 if we can. Yes, we can. And then we have 6 attribute points left to spend. Oh, that's neat. They added that. No, they didn't add that, but they did add, it looks like it, I should have been using that a bit more. Anyway, the energy, we're going to actually probably leave about the same. We're going to focus on increasing defenses a little bit, I think. So we're going to upgrade will to 5. And then we're pretty much set. We don't need any other changes to his attributes, which is why I thought we could do all 3 of them. Their attributes don't have to change much. Usually in these levels, if you're ticking up slowly in Open Legend like this, especially if you allow updates to character sheets as experience comes in, because again, that adds in points, you will get a bit more of a slow and manageable upgrade point, because sometimes leveling up can be tricky and time consuming. But thankfully in Open Legend, once you make the character, which takes a little longer than just picking one up, you are able to have a nice steady growth for it. Especially if you do the experience leveling versus the level leveling, to put that into some words. So he's got 18, 15, 15, and then of course his multi-target haste, which he's been specializing into now, is there for us. Let's start by We don't need to change his flaws or anything. His speed automatically changes by itself, or it is what it is, I should say. And initiative changes by itself. Hit points change by themselves, so he did get a little boost to hit points because of his will. So we might upgrade his armor. His armor type is light. Let me see, before we dive into other things, let me see. I don't think so. These are requirements. I can always upgrade it manually if I want to, which I may. But he bumps up his guard a lot with his multi-target. He's got multi-target attack specialist. I need to give him... He's got boon focus haste there. I need to see if I can do boon focus haste up again. So let's not make a decision on that Gambison if we're going to upgrade it until we figure that out. So let's go ahead and bump over to feats. You can click that right there. Oops. View available feats. Alright, I'm not sure why that's not doing that. So we're going to go over here to feats. And we'll open that in a secondary tab. And we're going to filter feats by the attributes. Oops. So attributes learning 2, which his learning does need to go up. He really should. Especially after this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and invest in his learning, because he needs to increase that. Will is 5. His alteration is 2. His energy is 6. And his movement is 7. Movement. Now that's almost as high as it can go for a 7. So select any feats you have acquired. They did change this. There has been some changes. So let's do boon focus haste. We've got boon focused, attribute substitution, but that's not here. We've got area manipulation. This is useful for when he's not setting that up. That multi-attack specialist, he has that area manipulation. That's not on here. But multi-attack specialist 3 ranged. So there we go. Apply filter. So area manipulation. Let's see what 1 through 4 does. It's a 5-foot square. Yeah, that you can eliminate. But only one person has been up front this whole time, Wilhelm. Devereaux has some, but the kids tend to keep Devereaux on the back. So I haven't actually put that in there. We might. Because you can adjust where you're hitting. And also, a lot of the times they will use Flaming Ray instead of, for the multi-attack specialist, ranged, instead of a full blast like a fireball for area manipulation. So that's something to think about, what your players are going to be using. Movement for agility, boon focus haste. We do need to see about that boon focus. Haste, feat multiple times. Each time you do, choose a different bane. That's a bane. Where'd the boon go? Did I pick bane focus accidentally? Sometimes that happens. No, boon focus. There we go. Boon focus 1 to 3. Is he already at 3? No, he's at 6. He's at 2. He's at boon focused 2. So let's see what 3 will give us. So boon focus 2, you get to invoke it an increment faster, which is what we like. And the kids roll good enough most of the time. And we'll see how this plays out. Let me go back up. You succeed automatically when you do not make an action roll, right? When you are just doing it on you. Multi-targets, if you invocation is not a single target, success is not automatic, but you get advantage too. That's what I'm looking at. So, beyond that, let's see. If the invocation takes 10 minutes, that just makes it faster. You gain advantage 3 on the action roll to invoke it. So on the third tier, if the chosen boon has duration of sustain persist, you gain disadvantage 4 on your action roll to invoke. If you are not single targeting, you gain advantage, there we go, 4. Additionally, one instance of the boon can be sustained each round as a free action rather than a minor action. If the boon is somehow temporarily cancelled in the absence of other rules, you can invoke it again as a free action. If targeted by the Nullify Bane, the effect can only be cancelled by a power level 6 or greater invocation of that Bane. This, so let me see. If the Bane has a different duration, you gain advantage 5 on your roll. Let's actually look at what the boon is for haste. Haste is a boon, and it is a sustain persists, I think. Yeah, so that's all that matters. It's not going to upgrade until 8. So when we get alteration or movement 8 is what it'll be. You can get the biggest and best boom for your buck on it. Yeah, that'll be really strong, and that might happen at level 6, so they might be really, that's going to be level cap, I think, for this particular set of characters. So we don't really need Boon Focus 3. That's something that you want to make sure you're mindful of when you are building your characters out, especially if you're building characters out for other people to play, like what this is, making them strong enough that even inexperienced players can get benefit from them. But by this time, you're in your 5th season of this particular one, so it's not as difficult to get them to work well. So that's him. We're not going to do Boon Focus. Let's see if there's another one we need to invest in. Attribute substitution is simply let me see. On tier 1, making non-attack and tier 2, making an attack and defend action rolls, and invoking Banes and Boons. So this would allow him to invoke Banes and Boons with agility by his movement, but he doesn't need to. He just uses his movement. So there's not really a need for that. He's pretty strongly built for what he has. So let's see what's another one. Area manipulation. As the kids get further in, let's go ahead and look at multi-target instead, because I think that's going to be more what they're going to look at. Those flaming rays, or elemental ray. I should change that. We will do that in a moment. Natural defense. Where do you go? Multi-attack. Is it multi-attack specialist or multi-target? There we go. There we go. Multi-target attack specialist. All right. For each tier, you reduce the disadvantage penalty associated with multi-targeting for your chosen attack type by 1, which is what we're definitely going to do. So let's go ahead and get this up to multi-target attack specialist. We're at 3, so let's go to 4. So we've got one more point if we want to use it. I don't know that there's a lot that he would want. Let's go back over here. Superior concentration. When you take this as the sustain boon minor action, you can may sustain one additional boon per tier. This is something I don't think that is sustained by... I don't think haste is sustained by him. It's sustained by them. But I'm not sure about that. So let's go ahead. There's other boons he can invoke down here, like haste, telekinesis, resistance, and teleport. And resistance is it's a major, well, it's kind of a major action. This is not a major action anymore on haste, but resistance would be. And he's been doing that through the Gambison, though. So really, let's go back here to these boons. Excuse me. And let's sort and see if there's... Let's sort by cost. Sort by cost. 1. Area manipulation. Okay, so area manipulation, we can just go ahead and give him that. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. So we can just go ahead and give him that. Oops. To area manipulation 2. And that will just balance us out. It'll be good for what it is. That way, Fiery Rain, that's the multi-target attack. But there's a single attack there. He has been doing Flame Wall. So that barrier power level is pretty good. Flame Cage for immobile. That's Elemental Cage now. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do Elemental Ray. We will do Element Ignition. Elemental... Oops, I keep misspelling that. Elemental Rain. Make haste friends as that. Element Wall. And right now he's limited by his elements on what he can use by Flame Crystal and Water Orb. They'll probably discover one more I might give them for this particular setup, but we'll see. Alright, he's done. We're going to save character. I meant to hit that override, not save character. Oh, that's my fault. I'll just have to delete it off there as an extra. So, he is saved. We're going to close him out. Come here to Wilhelm. Wilhelm is also going to be pretty simple. So Wilhelm has... He's level 5 now. He's got Might, Fortitude. His Might is his big deal. So we're going to bump that up to 7 because he does need that. He doesn't have any extraordinaries on purpose because I didn't want him to. So he needs that. And now... what shall we update? He's upgraded his Might. He's increased this by 1. So maybe we'll do Will so that he can increase this by 1, these two. I don't know. His Resolve being low is kind of something I'm okay with, story-wise. So let's upgrade his Fortitude to 7 if we can. I'm not sure we can. No, we can't. So we'll go that back to 6. And then Perception will... He can have one more thing upgraded. He's got 2 points. Presence, maybe? Let me see what he has. Combat Follow-Through, Combat Momentum, Lethal Strike 1, Battlefield Opportunist, and Bane Focus Provoked. So the Bane Focus Provoked is what we are adding in kind of recently. Battlefield Opportunist, the kids have loved. They've loved being able to boom, boom, boom. And combat momentum paired with that is just terrible, as well as combat follow-through. Those are some strong things. And he's got enough points this time that he can purchase a 3-pointer. So we're going to keep up with this. But first, he needs to upgrade by 2 points. I think we are going to upgrade the presence to 4 if possible. No, we can't. He might have to save up points this time because he's been really focused heavily on those. So that means we're just going to leave him as is right now. He's going to have those extra 2 points to use on the next level because they don't disappear. So that's the plan for him. Let's go to his feats, since he doesn't need to upgrade anything else. So, oh, it did it for him. It's got his filtered. Okay. So, combat follow through, combat momentum, lethal strike. He's got lethal strike 1. Let me see what lethal strike 2 does. Oh, let me see these tiers. What do we have? Bane, focus, provoked, battlefield opportunist, and lethal strike. So battlefield opportunist and lethal strike we need to look at. Battlefield opportunist. He hasn't gotten past the tiers that he's used, so I'm not sure about that. I don't know that we'll upgrade that. Battlefield opportunist. Brutal intimidation lets you use your might as an intimidation thing, but a lot of that can be done just by role play. So I'm not sure we're going to go with that. Combat momentum just lets you swing through. This is the one that lets you, these two let you swing through. Every time you bring an enemy to 0 with combat follow through, you are might or agility attack, you can immediately make an extra attack as a free action. So that's a free action. And if you have access to teleport to combat momentum, every time you bring an enemy to 0 points with this, you immediately move up to your normal speed as a free action. So you can, these two together let you hit and move up. And for 3 points on a physical attacker, that's pretty strong. So we're gonna leave that the way it is, I think. Let's check lethal strike, because I want to know more about what's going on with that. I don't think the kids have been using it though. So on the first tier, you gain it. Your target is caught off guard or otherwise unaware of your attack. Or your target is within melee range of an ally. This would have been more useful with Devereaux, if they were using Devereaux. This would be like a pack tactics type of thing, or a sneak attack type of thing. So I don't know that we'll put that in there. We're going to do maybe multi-attack specialist. Let me see what this does. At the start of your turn, you may declare you are doing a multi-attack. See, this is not something that we see. It's not something I see a lot with him. Let's check this overpowering strike. Each time you deal damage with a weapon that is a forceful property, you can push with it. Okay, and his sword doesn't. His sword is base claymore, which does have that, and the Dragon's Bane claymore has other added properties along with it. So I'm gonna actually put that in here. I don't think I have yet. Dragon's Bane claymore. Oh, there it is down there. He's kind of tough. What other thing could he be doing? I guess persistent damage, maybe? He's got 3 points that we can spend for him. What is Sentinel again? Once per round, you may expend your next move action, major action, to perform a defend action. That's right. That's not really his style. He's the person that's going in and swinging first. Let's see what Sworn Enemy is. Choose a species. Oh no, that's for specific things. What's tough as nails. You permanently gain extra 5 hit points per tier with the feat you possess. That's not bad. Let's see what Vicious Strike does. Anytime you roll a natural 20 on a d20 for an action roll, you get an advantage 1 on subsequent d20 rolls gained by explosion. That's not terrible for him. That is not terrible for him. Let's look at resilient real quick. Anytime you can make a resist roll, you need that. Okay, he needs that. We're going to give him resilience so that even with his low resolve, he can try again to make that resist roll. Where is it? Down here? Cure. A little bit slow. There we go. Resilient. Bada boom. Now he's got what he needs. That'll be good upgrade. Alright. So he's set. Let's, I guess, save character because it's not letting me override that for some reason. And I'll just have to come back through and look. Alright, so close that one out. And close that one out. Now we've got Hildegard. We are pretty close. We better hurry. Hildegard has a lot she can upgrade. She's been doing really well with her stuff. So we know we want to upgrade creation to 7. And I think we're going to upgrade her will to 5 to boost her defenses. So that should be good. Oh, we can't. All right. We bumped into this before with her, that the upgrades that I wanted to give her wouldn't, she was too spread out or something. Perception is 2, fortitude is 2, fort, will, and presence. Let me see. Oh, protection is at 6. That's why. They haven't been using her protection a whole lot. They've been using her for healing now because they've been doing that. Though she has used it some. We're going to leave it as it is. She might... Let's see if we can bump that up to 3. No, we cannot. So she is kind of in the same situation as Wilhelm. She can't bump up anything really without just putting 1 point in it. And that's not going to be very useful for her. So, she's upgraded on her attributes as much as she needs to be. Let's check out her stuff. She's got superior concentration. We are definitely going to upgrade that. Superior concentration, 3. Now she can buff the whole team at one time without taking any disadvantage. So on the action roll. So that's good. Got resilient. We got boon focus heal 2. But she's already maxed on what she needs. She's got resilient. She's got that. She's an easy upgrade. So cool. So the shield of the cleric, and we're going to put a mantle on here. We're going to say mantle, elemental mantle, which will have a similar effect to Maximilian's thing. I'll just remember that. It has to be attuned, of course. Okay, zealous, honest, yes. Cool beans. She's a lot easier to upgrade. She's not really a Bane focused person. So these Banes that the kids have liked to use before, those might not come out very well for her. But the Bulwark, the light is a Bulwark, is a protection versus resolve as a protection to invoke that nullify. So that is, she's done. We'll save character. And we are set. Oh, we are just about on time too. That turned out well. All right. So there we go. I'm going to click view characters so I can see what these are for. 5, 5, 5, 5. Hildegard's 5. Maximilian. There's an extra Maximilian and an extra Wilhelm and an extra Hildegard. So let me see this one. This is the one that is not upgraded. So these down here are not the upgraded ones. And these up here are the upgraded ones. So this one, this Maximilian can go. This Wilhelm can go. And this Hildegard can go. Okay, next time we will be upgrading Devereaux. And I'm going to put out a kind of poll. I talked with Addy, because he's in the game too, and he's thinking about either a flying or a swimming form. not a flying, a swimming or a burrowing form would be good for Devereaux. So we'll kind of spitball that, and yeah, that's what we'll do. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this, and you'll have some feedback for us on that once we get it up. But we'll upgrade Devereaux as well as his forms next time. That is the plan. So hopefully you'll be able to check it out. Hopefully you've enjoyed. We encourage you to check out our other previous live streams on this, and we'll see how things all pan out. But anyway, as always, we thank you for stopping by. We thank you for stopping by. We hope that you like this enough that you would want to help support this or our other ministry channel, which is, this channel is, of course, the Interplanar Crossroads, or you can check it out at theiopc.com. You can also like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff on Rumble, BitChute, or YouTube. If you want to support the ministry channel, you can reach out to us over that way. It has its own gentle voice, thegentlevoice at protonmail.com, I believe is what it is, for our current email for it. And it is The Gentle Voice TV on YouTube and Rumble, if you want to check out the ministry channel. That's pretty much what I got. Hopefully, I keep saying hopefully because it is a hope. I should broaden my vocabulary. So, Lord willing, we'll see you next time. And as always, have a great day. God bless and enjoy. Bye.
This content was made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.